Hello and welcome back to Strager's Plastic Cartel. Thanks for tuning in again this week, guys. Really appreciate it. So straight back to the action. This week it's all about the AIM Sidewinder missiles. As you can see here, there are two different parts to this missile that I've done, and yeah, I'm quite pleased with how it's come out. The left half is the Eduard and the right hand is what came with the kit. So I need to sand these down and get them looking nice and smooth, ready for paint. So here I am using the Flory Models sanding sticks. They're very good value for money as well. Making sure to rotate the missile in my hand as I go around so as not to get any flat spots. With this close-up view, the scratches and marks in the rear resin side of the missile look a lot worse than what they actually really are. And off screen I also used a better or a smoother grade sanding stick to really get the scuffs away and off the missile. And any that were left would hopefully disappear with the primer. Again, fighting with the focus on the camera, I do apologise guys. But there you get the rough idea, just needed to smooth that seam line out. Okay, so we are now back to the missiles, and for priming the missiles I'm going to use this stuff today. Hardly used it, I thought I'd give it a try on something something small like the missiles. This is Alclad's black primer and microfiller. Giving it a good shake, we'll give it a go, see how we get on. Hopefully it will just fill in the minor sanding scuffs that, excuse the state of my hands, I've just been painting the F-16, but yeah, the minor scuffs in here, and we'll see how they look. It'll give me an idea of how successful I've been with this little project. So here you see me spraying the Alclad primer onto the missile using the Iwata Neo airbrush. Not too high a PSI again. It does give a good coverage. I'm not fully sold on the Alclad black primer. I found that the paint that I sprayed over the top of it didn't really stick so well. I found it chipped easily, which was quite frustrating. So I think I'm going to, well, it was an experiment. It worked well enough, but I certainly wouldn't use it over a whole aircraft. Sped up the video here just to save you guys some time and less boredom. So here we find the missile all primed up. It does look pretty good. I was pretty happy with that. Shows all the details up nicely. You can see any blemishes if there are any, which fortunately they weren't this time round, which is great. The eagle-eyed view will notice there's a slight kink in the missile, a little bend. That won't really show once it's attached to the aircraft. Next up, spraying the white, which was to me a gloss white. I didn't use the matte white because in reality the missiles are actually a glossy colour, or a gloss sheen to them. I'll speed up the video here again because we all know what spraying white looks like. Didn't want to bore you guys to death with this either, so just sit back and allow the video to do its thing. So here we can see the white is on, looking nice and shiny, good detail showing through again. Being careful not to touch it too much so that I lose the paint on my hands. But yeah, very happy with that. Next up is masking for the metallic parts of the missile. You can see the one above has already been done, so here I am doing the fiddly bit of masking, using Tamiya masking tape and the Pixnor tweezers, which again are very, very good. Can't recommend them highly enough, good combination. I've cut the Tamiya tape down to a thin strip, so it obviously gets into the spot where we need it to be. Again, fast forwarded this part so as not to drag it out too much. So here I am just checking to make sure that the gaps or the silver size is mirrored from the one I've done already. There we are, the front of the AIM nicely masked up. Next up, I'll be masking the rear top parts of the fins. Here we can see fully masked up, quite a fiddly job. Today I'm going to use the Alclad airframe aluminium ALC 119. Decided to go for the airframe aluminium and not chrome because quite frankly the missiles don't have chrome on them, they're an aluminium colour. A low PSI is needed for spraying this stuff. I find the coverage excellent. There are quite a few options out there for metallizers, AK Extreme Metal being my personal favourite. I need to expand my portfolio of those paints. Again, using the Iwata Neo, probably spraying at about 12 PSI at the airbrush. Excuse the focusing, the camera decided it was more interested in the airbrush than the subject being painted. This has been rectified now as I have a new camera. And the following videos after this, you will see the better quality. Light dusts of the silver, or the chrome, sorry. Don't want to flood it. This medium works really well with just light dusts and slowly building up the paint. And there we have it, a completed AIM-9 Sidewinder missile. Just ready for decals now. I didn't video or record the decal process because we all know what it's like to put decals on. This is the little yellow caps that come with the Eduard Sidewinder missiles. Quite a nice little touch. They were sprayed yellow as can be seen. And here we are using the Eduard remove before flight tags. So I again sped up this side of the video so as not to drag it out. I used some thin metal wire, but in hindsight, as the video goes on, I became less and less happy with what I'd created. So off air, I completely changed the front, but I thought I'd just show this part of the video or the process, just to give you an idea of what's involved with the remove before flight tags. Here I sort of give them a bit of a twisting to make them look less metallic or rigid, so they look like the real thing. But yeah, I became less happy with using the thin bit of metal that you'll see and how I attached it to the yellow cap. After I'd completed this part of the build, I sort of sat back and looked and thought I need to change this. So off air I actually got some thinner wire, some more sort of pliable, bendable wire, and actually made little hoops to go in that hole where I'm attaching this bit of metal to now. And I attached it to the yellow and it looks a lot more realistic. You'll see that end result in the next video, where I do a bit of a kit review, and also I will show you in that video the head-up display that I also completed, and of course the completed kit. So it's something for you to look forward to next week. Bit of a plug going on there. So here we are. You're doing the usual with the super glue. Really was quite fiddly this, and I don't have the steadiest of hands, but I managed to luck out with the positioning, which I was very happy about. So now onto attaching the completed missile with decals onto the Hasegawa F-16 wing. A little bit too much glue on the needle there, which is why I like using this, because I can just dab that off without it actually affecting or over gluing the part of the kit. Just get the glue into the slot there where the wing will attach to the missile. Not too fiddly, just getting it in the right spot, which I still haven't quite done in this view, and then it clicks in. And as you can see, the missile straightens up and all looks lovely. The decals can be seen there as well, nice little extra touch, just to add to the realism with these things. Just holding on with letting the glue do its thing and bite. So here, lastly, as the video draws to an end, just putting a little bit of glue on the end of the missile to add the yellow caps. And we'll have a quick close-up of how it looks. But like I say, I wasn't happy with this end result, and I changed it later on, and you'll see that in the next video. Well, thanks for viewing, guys. Appreciate you joining me again this week. Do stay tuned, because next week it will be a review of the kit, and I will show you how I changed, well, the end result with changing the missile tips and also the heads-up display. Do hit the like and subscribe button. I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and bye.